Halo UMAPs. Get started here on part 2 of the Jungle Expedition for the VIP game mode. Just getting a little inspiration here before I get started. Going to be starting on point 2 today. Just to catch everyone up really quickly, if you haven't joined my channel before, hey you, here I've made a few maps for the game, a couple that are in the game, but today we're making a jungle map. Last session, if you didn't catch it, we started off on the first area, and I've progressed it a little since the last part, so a little bit of detailing adding just to help with player testing, and then a few extra parts have been changed, rethought through, but ultimately blue would spawn here, and a few different routes for them to be able to come around and get to this point that I think it's probably going to change positions by the time I'm done with it, but I realized I kind of needed to see how point 2 was going to lead up to this. For me, a big part of mapping is the flow for players. Focal points and flow are probably like the two main things that I really focus on. So I want to make sure that the flow is intuitive. So in other words, when blue comes through, they know exactly where to go. It's easy to see through focal points, as well as just intuitive flow coming through. And then additionally, the focal points, as I mentioned. So I really wasn't sure what the natural flow for this for red would be coming in to defend the point, as well as blue kind of going to the second point. And naturally, the thing you have to do is cut down on visuals for optimization. So you only want certain sections of the map rendering at a certain point in time, and then probably more importantly, snipe lines. So changed a few of the paths just to help with snipe lines. I'm actually probably going to end up putting in another little wall here just to make sure that people aren't sniping too much down this lane. So we'll solve for that, but I'm going to come back to this in a little bit here, and we're just going to start on point 2. And I had this cool idea for point 2 to kind of lead up to this ruins type area. So first point would be maybe this small industrial thing that you run into. Need some places for death traps, so got a few of those thought through, but this little area that I'm going to develop today should be a little ruins-like, hopefully. So we're gonna start on that. So let me pull up my drawing here on my iPad just to make sure I'm doing this right. So I'm seeing a lot of arches for this. So point fills a little bit sideways, but I think what I'm going to do is, or what I've drawn up is put a kind of wall against this side here. It's going to come up, and what I'm hoping is, I'm not really sure where this whole point 2 should come in. My first thoughts have been here, but I'm just not really sure if it should take more of a gorge and mercenary park type approach where it's kind of straight on after the point, or if I should bend it a little more in favor of bending it just to make it different. But I figured I'd develop the second point first, again, which is why we're doing this. So what I want here is an opening, an archway for a back point to kind of come in, and then let me go ahead and build this up back here as well. Also wanting arches here, another one here. I wanted the map to support a lot of arches early on, something I really haven't done a ton of. So I'm going to build some really crappy makeshift arches here. I should just go copy some crap that Val did, but just do this. Crap. This might be, let's see, what's the height of this? Let's see, we got off grid somehow a little bit. Let's maybe fix that. So I think I'm building stuff a little too big right now. We're like double the size of what a fall should be, a second story. So I'm gonna bring this all down to, that's about right. And all of this is a little too big too. Yeah. Do something like this. No, that's horrible. Looks gross. Okay, let's see if we can fix this up a little bit. And we're just going to make one side and copy to the other, really, so let's just save ourselves some time. And Lindy's probably going to really get after me because I'm still doing my old way of mapping. But that's just what I've gotten used to, sadly. So what I might do is make this walkable, but I'm not 100% sure. What I do want to do is maybe come back to that. So if it's not walkable, I'll have to do something to make sure it doesn't look like it should be walkable. I am thinking about making this walkable though up here. So let's maybe do this actually. Bring this down. And then I did the hard work over here on these ugly looking arches. No, it's just still bad. Maybe I can do this or something. I think slightly better maybe. So not that anyone really cares, but just in case. Should probably do this last. It's a waste of time. So let's copy this. And really, what I need to do is just turn this into a quick func detail. So Control T for those new to the system. Maybe looking for some hints. So that's a func detail that won't render. But we do want the top part so that we can block any viewability down the road. So I'm just going to shift this and I was envisioning this probably a little bit off the cuff, like maybe it's something like that. So yeah, let's pull this one back out. Great, and then the great thing about this being a func detail is if we have our group selected up here, it'll select all those objects for an easy copy and paste, and let's just pull all that over. And do something like that. So shrink this down. So I'm not sure how big that is. It might be a little too big. Even these archways are a little bigger than I envisioned. So I might have to fix that real quick. So if I wanted to select each individual one, I'm going to go to solids. And let's maybe close some of this up. So don't want to do that. Let's get in here and fix it the right way. So yeah, that's a little bit better there. Let's make that a little more realistic. Yeah. It's still a little too jagged, but let's just do a quick, like, how big is this actually? And it's pretty big size. Let's just keep this here, keep myself in check. This is still a little bit wonky. So tedious sometimes, just doing some of this stuff. Alright, so let's clear this out. Just duplicate our work. Once again, give a couple spaces. Rotate. Show detail. Feels a little weird, maybe. But let's go with that. And Control T. Groups selected, delete that out, and copy. Over. I'm holding down Shift whenever I copy that over, if anyone's wondering. Some of these things just become kind of second nature, I guess, after doing it for so long. It's like riding a bike, I guess. Alright, so taking a look back at my picture really quickly. Okay, great. Ugh. So I think I got stuff a little too big. I'm going to shrink stuff down just slightly now. I think that's going to be the big thing, right, in this moment, is getting kind of the size of all this right. So I think the thought of the problem here is we're going to have a central lane kind of coming down. It's a little too big. No, oops. Central lane coming down go for a little bit of a smaller point, maybe, than normal. And make some stairs leading up to this. Put a ramp there for now. Make it into stairs once we prove out the concept. If you are new to mapping, any kind of level design, just encourage you to try to prove out the concept as much as you can. I know in my early days, that was a big thing that I used to do a lot, was go straight to the detailing, because it's fun. It's like the fun part. But later, doing this a lot later, I've kind of realized that I actually think the fun part comes with really clean stuff, kind of like we're doing now. So, right, I think I'm going to raise all this up just slightly. It's making me feel weird for some reason. Generally, when I have that feeling, it is valid. This is a lot of level design too, getting it right. It's just like being very meticulous about exactly how thick you want things, how far you want things spaced. And this point feels still like a little too big, so I think the one thing I'm going to do, drawn up here, is the front of the point has a little bit of protection on it. How much room? There we go. This up and kind of envision this little thing like this. I'm probably going to resize this. I'll make some kind of ruin piece kind of there. Potentially kind of broken off at some point. And let's see. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's do one more adjustment. Okay. Alright, so now what we do want is kind of a backstop to some of this. Because what we're going to want is the view to be blocked from the players coming in. What I'm thinking of doing is putting the red spawn back over here somewhere, up higher. And the first spawn, they're going to be pointed out this way. It's going to give them, hey, this is point 2. So just a quick introduction. Run past this. We're obviously going to have to cut off visuals somehow. I think we're going to lead people up to the point, so let's start maybe getting some that going. In other words, we want blue to have to go up, usually. That's what I like. Make them have a little bit of an uphill battle, but so with that, we'll start stair-stepping some of that. I've had an idea of, and I need to get the opinion of the rest of the team, but I had an idea of potentially putting a death trap here. I'm not sure how that's going to go with VIP mode, because that might be a really big frustration, is like shooting off one of the two main characters into the death trap being so close to the point, but could also make it a little bit harder. One other thing too that I'm thinking about doing is putting in a train behind this point here that actually serves as a backstop to blue. So if Julius or the mobster ends up dying, there's been a problem with kind of blue going up, pushing up, and I'm thinking about making it where this train is there until the point is capped, and then it kind of slowly moves out of the way after 10 seconds or so, clearing the way for blue in some way, shape, or form. We would also create some way to get over that blue train, if you needed to, but it's like a little bit of a longer path. In other words, if you cap the point, you'd have to like maybe come up and go up and around, and it would almost be, in some cases, the same amount of time as the train moving out of the way. Could be annoying, I don't know, but some thoughts that have come in. So anyway, with that thought of the death trap over here, we kind of want to make a little bit of room there. Let's pull this down because I don't plan on having too much underground type stuff in this last section. This first section actually might have like one underground route that I'm debating. It could come up on the side of the point or something. But yeah, so with that, we would have stairs here. I'm really tempted to create some kind of ruined stairs now just because I will be able to copy and paste that in the long run. Let's do something really quick. Keep myself in check here. That is open up something Valve's done. So I think what I'm looking for is Powerhouse might have something I'm looking for. What is it? Good artists borrow, great artists steal, something like that. So here we go. Back to Hey You, stealing some shit off of Valve. But really what I'm trying to do is keep myself in check on like what is the proper slope. So we're going to do that here with this brush. Perfect. Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird ramp. Oh. And maybe it's not them, it's me. Just need to get a similar kind of slope to this. So what we're gonna do. Make it where there's some safe place there. And I don't really want to do this, but I kind of want none of this crap. This map always confuses the crap out of me. Stairs a little more like that. I think I've got a little drastic here, so let's could have swore that there were some stairs in the middle leading up. Nope. Yeah, I'm looking for something like this, really. seeing is yeah, perfect. Okay. So those are funk detail, which is great. And everything is built for us. What we're going to want to do is make this a little bit longer. I wonder if anyone can hear my fire in the background. Got a little kind of roaring fire in the living room going right now. It's quite nice. On a cold day like today. So maybe let's do something a little wider. Proper 8 unit. Dang. Get all this corrected. Where's our is pull that in line. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, we don't want that. And I think one of the key things that we want to do is, I wonder why those aren't together. So Control T, yes. And I'm gonna make all these dev. So I've selected my dev texture that I want, and I'm gonna apply that to all of that. Makes things really easy. And we need to fix the clip because I made that one extra longer. Interesting. Math's not quite right. It's fine though. Really, it's an illusion. All stairs are illusions for players, so as long as it's close, it's fine. I will say it looks a little weird, maybe for like a ruin type thing, but I could. I'm a little worried. The space is just massive. Let's maybe do something here. Let's bring out another brush for one. Start to. It's way too big. Maybe start to drop some of this area back down over here. Okay. I did not finish what I was doing over here. So, yeah, what we need here is kind of a backdrop on this. So gonna be kind of 2 layers of arches, probably. So I want to kind of block off a lot of this, although we need another archway over here. Let's do that. thin one. Here. And we'll come back and figure all that out later. Right. I'm going to do this little visual trick. They're not going to be quite as big. If that makes sense. So I'll bring this down. And rinse and repeat. Yeah. Okay. And that's not all. So by the way, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? So, talked about focal points being kind of a main feature. When players come in through this way, what we are doing is we are grabbing their attention in this area because we are drawing them here. Okay. So while this blocks a little bit of the view, we will dress all that up. But what they will be looking at is this thing that we're building back here. See? So hopefully if I do this right, this will be like the highest point of this kind of old ruin, Mayan ruin type feeling maybe. I don't know. There's no specific place that I generally make my maps. So this could be Deep Woods, China, South America, you know, who knows. But what we want to do is draw people's eyes in here. So what I like to do is maybe make some of this little openings in this just to kind of draw people's eyes as well. So I'm going to cut this real quick. Let's get a top going. Is this exactly big enough? No, it's not quite. Well, yeah, that's what we need to do. Slide all this over here just slightly. Not sure if that's going to work. I think I'm going to have to push all this back is what's going to have to happen. So technically, this stays, it's back. Let's go back. But before I do that, So let me go back. Take a look at that, make sure I got it right. I think it should look like that. Okay. And I think maybe slightly higher. I could start building in some of these maybe arches, windows, whatever. I think it would be smart to do this though. So if this ends up becoming walkable, I might want to try to figure out some way to block this off, like overgrown something. I don't really want it to look overgrown, but vinage or something. And then I'll have to figure out how to make this walkable, or how to get people up here, if that's the case. This might become way too powerful as well, but for snipers and who knows. So we'll come back and figure that out. But for the most part, this is just a visual, like a visual cue to kind of bring people into the point. So I talked about bringing some kind of small arches up here. And to do that, I think I'm going to have to redo all this quickly. Huh. I got off grid somehow. Alright, fixed. Double check this. Makes me nervous. Okay, good. I think I just copied and pasted it in weird. Alright, so let's let me reduce that. That. Okay. Is that right? I don't know. Something feels funky here. That's what it is, yeah. Okay. See if I can actually do this. I think that looks okay. Yeah, all right. You know, oof, okay. Great. So we got this. Duplicate. So func detail this, Control T. And drag this back into this. Hmm. Okay, great. Hmm. A little bigger than I envisioned. But not super important at this point. Hmm. Got it. Okay. Yep. That might fix that problem. Two up. Alright, almost done here on this part. I think that should give it enough of a... Alright. Cool. I think I might want to do this too. Block off some angles from sitting back here and being able to do that crap. And then let's do this. As well. To eliminate that crap. Perfect. Great. Okay. I feel like we need one more arch, maybe? Like a weird thing, but it's like weird. Just needs like a something like that. Maybe. Oh. Oh man, I'm doing that thing where I'm zoning out again. Alright, so trying to build this last arch here. That's what we got going on. Oh, not exactly what I wanted, but let's do this. with that, it's this. Why isn't any of this? Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Weird. All right. So, with that, we need this side to be built out a little bit. Let's get back on grid a little better. Whoa. This one needs to be a little higher, maybe. I'm kind of feeling like some of these trees in here, maybe. I don't know if that's the right vibe, but yeah, why not? Okay. Let's grab this. This. Oh, where am I going? This. And that'll be good for now. Okay. I'm really curious how this thing's going to play. So, big thing I got to figure out now, like, this is fine and good. I think it's questionable if people are going to be able to walk up here. How they get up there, no idea. Just like, there needs to be a wall along here. So, I think what makes sense is for there to also be an archway over here. Probably. Imagine. To something, you know, that's comes in this way. Starting to feel a little claustrophobic, but I think it'll be okay. Pull that up there. And ooh. I don't think I want anyone up here at all. Just doesn't make a lot of sense. Excuse me. Okay. I'm not going to get too fancy on the back side of this, but I do know we need to block all that out. This should really be chopped. Let's see. Here. We're hitting about the hour mark now. I'm actually going to have to end this stream here in about a couple minutes or so, but made some good progress on this today. At least have a better visual of kind of what I think the second point should look like. This might get bigger or smaller, probably bigger, but kind of gives everyone an idea too of kind of where my head is on what this second point should look like. I think this could be a little higher. Oh, I'm just fat fingering all day today. Just a little inlet there. And red player view. Uh-oh. Have to fix all the spawn stuff, but all right, I think I am hitting a good stopping point here in a second for today. I really want to keep working on this, but I have to go take care of some things. Anyway, yeah. Makings of the second point so far. Good little run, I'd say. Just gonna work on my own time probably after this on kind of thinking through and connecting this back to whatever this is. And then I've got to develop this middle kind of area here leading up to this point. So thanks everyone that's watched. Really appreciate the viewership. Catch you later.